Hi guys, good afternoon. So today we're going to be doing an alumni talk series, and our two speakers today is Kak Nadine Utomo, which is Binusion 2015. She is a broadcast journalist for Metro TV. And the second speaker we have Kak Rico Novian, Binusion 2017. He is a PR consultant for Burson and Wolf. So yeah, I guess Kak Nadine, you can start talking.
Okay. How much time do I have, Miss?
15
2 hours.
to 30 minutes,
2
right?
hours.
Jangan nanti dijamanin 2 jam. Okay, so I will start to share my screen. This is my first time soalnya. Udah belum? Can you guys see my slides?
Yes, clearly.
Okay. Okay. So let me start this session. Hi, my name is Nadine Utomo. I work as a TV journalist for Metro TV for about 4.5 years. And in my 4th year, which is this year's, now I'm on duty as a presidential journalist. In Indonesia, we say it reporter RI1. So in my 1 full year, I will have to cover every presidential agenda, every presidential meetings, and wherever he goes to another place, so the media will come and also cover his agenda. But because of the pandemic, the Bureau Pers, we have this presidential protocoler, they have to limit, membatasi every pairs. So because of they don't want us to have, to meet the presidents in big amount of time. So intinya Biro Pers itu tidak ingin ada klaster baru di istana. And so let me begin my slides. Every day I have to go to the office first before I go to the field to actually borrow equipments or broadcast tools, which are the camera, the tripod, the microphone clip-on, and this one is actually a broadcasting equipment. We call it in Indonesia alat live. If we want to send our footage, video footage, and also when I want to reporting live, I have to use the yang digendong ini loh, the apa sih namanya, the alat live ini, broadcast live. And after I go to the office, I go to the field, and then after working for 8 and 9 hours, I go back to the office to return all this equipment. And the team we have, every day I work as a team. There are my cameraman or camera person, the reporter. The third one is the driver. Even though the driver is only the person who drive us anywhere, but we still call him or her a team because they are as important as we are. And day to day, we will given assignment from the assignment editor. And for the TV reporters, especially, we work in shift. For example, like we have the early morning, the morning, afternoon, and night. Especially this pandemic, we have 3 day off. So instead of 2 day off, we have 3 day off. So we have more time to rest and then be at home with our family and not go outside. So especially the reporters and the team who is there in their last day of their working day, they will be given the night shift. So we call it night shift is patrolly, when something happens, for instance, like the arson or the banjir, everything that happens in the middle of the night until the dawn, I think it will be covered by the night shift team. And also what I do is that every day I will be given a different assignment. So I will have to do research about the topic. and then I will have to conduct the interview and also contact the interviewee itself. So if I don't know him at all, I still have to introduce myself. I still have to make an appointment for him and I. And now, because of the pandemic, I think it's a lot easier because we can have the interview via online, via Zoom, or maybe he could just send us the video with the answer that we want to ask. And then the third one is write the script, because not many people know that actually the reporters and all the news that has been read by the presenter actually written by the reporter itself in the field. So kalau saya yang meliput, for instance, saya juga yang harus membuat naskahnya. And then the last one is the live report, and all the content that we say in live is actually materi kita sendiri, jadi naskah kita sendiri yang kita bacakan. This is actually the example of my script. I just did it today because it was conducted this morning. So in TV, we have to write the scripts in the capital letters because we don't want the newscaster or the presenter to get confused because of sometimes it's difficult to differentiate between one or two letters. So we have to just put it in capital letters so it will be more jelas gitu. And the consequences or the bad side of being a reporter is that we have flexible working hour. For instance, it's my first day, so I have to be in the morning shift, and then in the second or the third day of my working day, I will have to cover the afternoon shift. And sometimes actually not sometimes, a lot of times that I have to, I have to, apa sih namanya kalau lembur itu, Miss? Pokoknya there are sometimes
overtime.
Yes. We call it lembur or long shift because the working hour is way more than the actually is, and we don't get paid for overtime. There is this one time that in the morning I have to go to Riau and I don't have any time to prepare, so the assignment editor actually called me and then said to me that I have to go to Riau right now, and the plane, the ticket plane is already being ordered, so I don't have much time to prepare. I have to, buy the essential things in supermarket or anywhere, and then I go to Riau, and actually it was the first day of fasting month, so actually I don't have time with my family to, if Muslim, we have like this night before the praying month. It's actually kind of essential, and I didn't get to do it and spend it with my family. And the second one is we have no public holidays. So in Indonesia, we call it nggak ada tanggal merah. So we have no New Year's Eve, we have no Christmas, we have no Lebaran, because we actually have to be there in our working day. For instance, if the Lebaran day is Wednesday and I actually have my day off in Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, so I don't get the day off in Lebaran. Because yeah, that's the consequences of being a reporter. And the third one is we have no policy to work from home. We have to be there in the field because sometimes the narasumber or the event cannot be diliput online. For instance, like natural disasters. I think it's one of the consequences that we have to bear, and we have to still cover it from the scene itself. But the benefits, first one is we can explore new places, we meet prominent people, and then I actually learned so many things being a reporter, TV reporter. Well, for instance, the prominent people, well, I got to do the interview with the minister, the president, and I think there is this one quote that my trainer used to say to me, but it's Indonesia, it's in Indonesian. He said that uh, jadi jurnalis itu tidak lebih tinggi dari presiden, tapi tidak lebih rendah dari tukang beca, because we meet everyone. So in this day, maybe I covered the presidential agenda, and then the next day I could be, you know, banjir-banjiran or kebakaran. So we never know what bring us tomorrow. And okay, so there are some, in 4.5 years, I went to some places, and the good side is that I don't pay with my money to go to the places. And I think there's this one quite unique place, which is the West Kalimantan. I go there to cover the 17 Agustus, the Independence Day in Antikong. Antikong is actually a city that is sebelahan sama Malaysia gitu. And wait. Okay, so this is actually the footage that I actually edit with by myself with a little help. So please enjoy. Ini nggak tayang di TV ya, maksudnya ini cuma ini doang.
I cannot, sorry Nadine, I cannot see the video. Can anyone else see the?
No, I think you need to
miss.
stop share this one first and then try the new screen.
Stop share first and then share screen again.
Oh, I have to stop share first?
Yeah, and then
you need to change the other screen. I think because
Gimana?
you only share the website, you don't share the video.
jadi videonya nggak muncul karena cuma.
Oh, I see. Ini nggak muncul sekarang, right now?
Nggak ada, nggak.
Si slide yang tadi. Ke atas itu nanti ada stop share.
Yes. And then?
Nah, terus share lagi.
Share lagi.
Terus pilih yang video, yang ada videonya.
Oke. Oh, I see. Sorry about that. Kalau ini bisa? Can you guys see the video?
Not yet.
Not yet. Maybe you should go back to your presentation slides, but on the page that on the page with the video.
Click it. I think the video
Bisa nggak sih?
doesn't play yet, kan?
Yo, no, not yet.
Ini?
Ada suara.
Is it playing in your screen?
We can only hear the sound, but not the
Oh, I
video.
see. So how do I play the video then?
Open the video, stop share, open the video, and then later when you share, choose the video.
Oh, okay.
Open the video and then start sharing again.
Okay. Like this?
Yes.
Nah.
Okay.
Okay.
Barusan tadi susah kita naiknya karena agak curam juga sih. Kita mau nyebrang ke sana, masih belum selesai perjalanan. Siapa yang suruh bikin jembatan? Bilang ke Pak Jokowi lah. menjaga perbatasan nampaknya hanya tugas anggota militer ataupun kepolisian saja. Namun ternyata tugas ini jauh lebih berat sehingga membutuhkan tenaga yang jauh lebih banyak, yaitu tenaga seluruh rakyat Indonesia. Untuk itu dalam momen 17-an ini, marilah kita sama-sama menjaga kedaulatan Indonesia dengan memulai dengan hal kecil dan mulai dari diri sendiri. Salah satunya adalah menjaga kekayaan alam Indonesia. Dari Kalimantan Barat, Adi Utomo, Nikerimu, Metode. Hari Merdeka, Nusantara bangsa, hari lahirnya bangsa Indonesia. Merdeka, sekali merdeka, tetap merdeka. Selama ayam masih di kandung badan, kita tetap sedia mempertahankan Indonesia. Kita tetap sedia membela negara kita. Okay, so when I want to go back to the slides, do I have to stop share first?
Yes, stop share and then share your slides again.
Okay. Okay, so
We
what makes
understand
the...
because you don't do it, Pak.
Kenapa?
We understand that because you don't do it, FH.
Oh.
You don't.
So I think the going to MTCOM, it's one of the things that I really, really cherish the moment because of, you can see that the journey was not easy because I have to use the motorbike to go there and it was 3 hours. 3-hour ride, and then the people there, they don't have the Indonesian flag, the red and white flag, because they just don't have the ability to go outside, to go to the big city, to actually spend some times and then buy essential things like city people have. And that's the first time they are given the bendera merah putih by the military. And actually the sad thing was they have to, because they are farmers, most of them are gardeners and farmers, they have to sell the food to Malaysia, not to Indonesia, because it's way easier and cheaper for them to go there because they don't have the car, they don't have the bike, so they have to walk for 5 hours. So it's a long journey for them to just go and sell their harvest food. Actually, I was finishing the presentation anyway, sih. Jadi that was the first
okay
video.
Then. Okay, thank you, Nadine.
Thank you, Kak Nadine.
Thank you.
Okay, so now we're gonna listen to our second speaker, which is Kak Rico Novian, Venetian 2017, PR consultant for Burson and Wolf. So, Kak Rico.
Okay, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen now. Okay, so can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so basically what I do is I'm a PR consultant. So in communications, you can do a lot of streamings. So you don't have to just stick to PR. You can do journalism like Nadine. You can also go into advertising, marketing. But what my agency does is we are an integrated communications management company. So what we do a wide range of things. So we don't only stick to conventional PR. We do digital, we do marketing, we do a little bit of advertising. So you have to kind of just be as versatile as possible. So, and it's good because you'll be exposed to a wide range of different industries. And I actually started here, I was interning here for 9 months before I was given a full-time job. When I first started, as soon as I graduated uni, I just went in and they gave me an internship. And at the time it was COMM Wolf. And in 2018, we had a merger with Burson Marsteller. So now we're Burson COMM Wolf. COMM Wolf was more like creative, more digital. We were a lot smaller agency, whereas Burson Marsteller was very corporate. A lot of their clients, they do a lot of public affairs. So it was very corporate. And so you get the two mixed together. So it was quite an interesting thing to adapt to. But That's just what you have to go through when you get trying to get into the real world. And we have basically 5 different practice groups at our agency. We do corporate communications, brand communications, integrated marketing and communications, which is what I do, digital communications, and public affairs and government relations. So if you're someone um, who loves like political science, who loves government, who loves all that, you would probably go into public affairs and government relations. But if you're someone who likes to do who likes to work with lifestyle brands and create a campaign, you'll probably get into either brand communications or integrated marketing communications. So I think after you're done with your 4 years of uni, you'll get a good understanding of what you want to do. So our motto is moving people. So as PR consultants, we need to be expert at storytelling, right? So we don't only move the brands, we move the people. So we bridge the public, we bridge the general public to the brand itself by crafting the right messages, and we do this by actually a wide range of things. So I think a lot of you might be confused as what a PR consultant does, and I was like that when I was in your stage, but and we've worked with several of these cool brands. I'm sure you guys know, like we've worked with some of the coolest brands, and it's really cool to be working with a lot of these multinational brands. And we'll also work with like local brands too. So to be able to work for such an amazing brand like Coca-Cola or Google, or I think we have Facebook, we have Twitter. I think we're pitching for TikTok, and I'm not sure if I can share so much, but it's a really cool thing. And if you're wondering what we do on our day-to-day, basically we're strategic counseling, right? So essentially we are PR advisories or PR consultants for the brand. So let's say you work for Facebook or you work for Dell, you're going to be the main PIC, the main PR consultant for that brand. And that entitles you to a lot of different things. You'll be able to pitch stories to journalists. So for example, your media relations has to be really strong. So if you're someone that likes to socialize, someone that likes to, go out and network, this is something you'll love, and I think you'll excel in this. And for this, so basically our main purpose is to create a press release. And you don't know I think some of you might know what a press release is, but you'll be able to learn. So when you have that class where the teacher is teaching you how to draft a press release, really pay attention, because that's pretty much like the bread and butter of what we do. Because everything you see on the news, whether it's online or print, that is probably most likely would be written by PR. So like, for example, if Samsung just came out with the new S20 Ultra, the news that you see online is probably written by PR. If you see the new Nike campaign that publishes and focuses on women empowerment, that's probably a PR behind it, the PR team behind it. We also have to orchestrate and set up one-on-one interviews. So another cool thing about my job is you'll get to meet like really high executives, like the regional manager or the product manager, or even of like these different brands. So it's like they're very high profile people, and you're going to be in charge of developing the briefing book, the talking points. So what to say when, let's say, we approach Kompas.com or Ditik.com. So it's quite a huge responsibility, but it's so cool because once you see your work being published on print or online, like you get to see, that's really rewarding with all the hours you put into it. So this is just what this is like our formula. So what we do essentially is we influence, we provide insights, we innovate, and we use our imaginations. And this is just a lot of the different industries that you'll come across. So you're bound to find something you like. So I'm not going to go through all of it. I'll just go through it really quickly. And yeah, so I got to work with a lot of cool brands in the past. Puma, I got to work with Dell Technologies, and I also got to work with Booking.com. So which is like the main, Booking.com isn't as big as like Traveloka or Ticket.com. So it was really cool. It was quite a challenge to try and get the Booking.com brand to strengthen their brand awareness here in this country. So I was there for 3 years, and unfortunately, because of COVID-19, they had to pull out because travel is pretty much on the on the decline. But hopefully, in 2021, it'll get better. This. So if you're asking, what do we do on our day-to-day? Like I said before, we draft press releases. A lot of the times the materials will come from global, so you'll need your translate. If you're good at speaking both English and Bahasa and your writing skill is good, that's really helpful. So if you want to translate a press release, that's really good. Localizing the content, developing other content materials, such as infographics that will be published in various media, online and print. We'll have to do weekly newsletters to send to clients, daily media monitoring. So it's really important to just stay up. So for example, if you have a set of clients, you really need to stay up to date on their current situation. So for example, if you have a sports client, just make sure you're constantly watching the news, reading up on them, so you know what's going on a global scale and a local scale. We develop comms plans for various campaigns, product launches. So for example, on the 29th, we just won the Vivo pitch, which is huge, right? I know it's not like Apple or Samsung, but Vivo is quite big here. So they're launching a new product. And so I'm currently developing all the comms materials for that. And you also have to do KOL management. So you could be working with like some of your favorites, a lot of famous people. So a lot of influencers that you need to work with. So that's pretty cool. And you'll obviously have to develop the content guidelines and the time framework. So it's kind of cool. We do online and offline on-ground activation. So if you see the news and you'll see a press conference being held from a brand, that's probably what the PR team did. But right now with COVID, I think everything is virtual. So it's crazy to see in the last 5 months how many brands have adapted to the virtual launch campaign. It's different, but you'll get the results that you need. As well as pitching. So the important thing is winning clients. So we have to pitch to new clients. So what usually happens is, for example, let's say Adidas is looking for a PR agency, and normally what they'll do is they'll send it out to your directors, and then you'll have to come up with the action plan or the comms plan for it. And what you'll do is you'll pitch to them, and then and it'll be a really tough screening. So they'll probably pick one or two, and then you'll have to do another round of pitching. So a lot of these brands are looking for PR because not to say that they don't have their own PR team within the brand. So you can either work for an agency or a brand. So you don't have to work at an agency. You can work for a brand that already has an in-house PR team. So the benefits of working at an agency is you're not only stuck to one brand. So we want to pitch so it could be either project-based or retainer. So whether it's a long-term or short-term contract, that will depend on the scope of work from the client. Let's see, moving on. And yeah, so we are quite a big company, but our agency here is there's about like 40 people, but we have offices in pretty much all over the world. So if you're interested, then you could probably even relocate to any of these countries. In total, we have 210 offices in 112 countries. And we are under the WPP family. So like WPP is like the main brand that we work for. And then these are all our agency companies. You have Axicom, you have VCW like myself, and then you have all these other companies that work under the same umbrella. And actually in February, we're actually gonna move into the WPP campus. So we're all gonna be under one office. So that's gonna be kind of cool to be. So that's something to be excited about. So, and what else do we do on our day-to-day basis? So media relations is something really important. Like I said, if you love going out, meeting new people and just networking, socializing, we need to keep good ties with journalists because they're the ones that will publish the stories, especially like senior journalists. If you're really friendly, if you're really outgoing, if you're really outspoken, and you can entertain the journalists, that's going to help you in the long run in gaining coverage. So coverage is pretty much like that's like the best thing we can do. So for example, the client wants 200 coverage on this campaign. We're gonna have to try and reach that KPI. And by doing that is to continuously keep good relations with journalists, not only senior journalists, but junior journalists as well. And you can, whatever it is, if you have to take them out to coffee, set a meeting up for them. So it's not such a one way, it's not like a transaction, it's more like a partnership. And so in other words, we do rely on journalists, and they kind of rely on us to report on all these different types of events. Another thing is daily media monitoring. So if you're someone that likes to read and write, this is definitely a good job for you, because you just have to be aware of what's going on with the world, and you have to understand like how that can apply to your own clients. Yeah. We also do digital. So if you're very like digital savvy, I'm actually learning a lot more about digital now. I'm not really too sure about that, but I do mostly conventional PR. But if you want to learn about digital, you can also learn on how to do this. And we do, basically it's what we do is digital strategy, and we do a lot of research, analysis, and consulting. We do a lot of content development. And if you're really heavy into social media, I'm sure some of you are, most of you are. We do a lot of community management, engagement, and monitoring. We do also virtual and immersive experiences. So how can we turn, because of COVID, how can we make this event online? Like, what do we need to do? Do we need to incorporate AI? Do we need to incorporate all these things that you have to take into consideration, as well as interactive marketing and promotions? So brand campaigns. I'm not going to go through all of this because it's quite long. So one of our clients is Lazada. We did host a super party. I think it was, I'm not on this account, but I think we got what's her name? We got a lot of huge names to come and perform, and so that was quite a big event. We have Zelingo, which you guys know. It's like a clothing e-commerce. So we work with a lot of e-commerce. In the past, we've worked with Tokopedia, we've worked with Shopee, so a lot of cool clients. And if you're looking into something more corporate, we have Telkom Indonesia. We've worked with Shell Indonesia. If you're a Twitter fan, Twitter's also has been a long-term client of ours. I think they've been with us for 5 years. Black Shark, they were with us for a year. Vivo, we had them back in 2018, and we just won another pitch. So we're gonna launch a new product that's coming in September. Dell Technologies. So a lot of them are just product launches. So if they want to introduce a new software or a new laptop, we arrange the press conferences, we follow up with media, we make sure they attend and report on the event. And for some of you, for those of you who are more interested in the corporate side, the political science, the government relations side, we work with a lot of ministries. Like I think for the Ministry of Finance, we work with the Ministry of Communications. So if that's something more like what you like, then that's definitely an option. Qualcomm as well, Huawei. This is Dell PR, and we also Dell EMC. So Dell is under a lot of umbrellas. So we have Dell Technologies and Dell EMC. Public affairs and advocacy. We did a case study. I think we did a crisis management on Traveloka. And this is our team. I'm not gonna go through it all, but yeah, so I think, oh yeah, so I think I missed a couple of things. So what are the benefits of working at a PR agency? So like I said earlier, we're exposed to a lot of different industries like tech. If you love tech, this is definitely a company, like something that you wanna do, lifestyle, e-commerce, and as well as consumer. The networking that you get out of this job is really good. So you'll get to meet some of the most influential journalists, some of the most influential people in each of these industries. So it's important to just expand your network, and they'll know you because you'll be working with them, so they'll remember you. So in the future, if you want to work for any of the brands, you have a good word because you prove to them already that you did a good job. And the hours are long. Yeah, of course. I think that just goes to show, but it's very rewarding. I'm not saying you work crazy like 12, 14 hours. Sometimes you can work 9, sometimes you work 10. It just depends. If you have an upcoming press conference in the next week, or if you have an upcoming launch, usually the weeks prior to that, it's going to be quite heavy, but it's very rewarding stuff because I think the teachers will tell you this, that PR is earned media, right? It's not paid media. So to be able to see your work on 200 top tier newsletters and newspapers and online is something quite rewarding. I think that's all I have. I wanted to keep it short. So should we go to the Q&A?
Miss Dian, are we done?
Stella, yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I will lead the Q&A sessions. Thank you again, Rico and Nadine. Well, for a while, I kind of forgot that both of you used to be the students here, right, Miss Karin? Both of you sounds like experts already.
Actually, Rico, I just mentioned your name yesterday to students because we discussed about food writing, and then one of them wrote about mukbang, and I remember that you did your thesis on mukbang.
mukbang.
So
Yeah,
do you
I did.
thesis is now useful for your daily job? I mean, is it related? Something to do with YouTube or social media? You can apply it to your daily job right now?
Okay, so basically it's everything that I've learned, and especially my thesis, it's going to be very applicable to a certain degree. We know the power of social media. We know the power of Instagram. We know the power of TikTok and then YouTube. So what you're going to have to do is, I'm not asking you to be a YouTuber with 100,000, 1 million subscribers, but try and create content that you're passionate about. You're going to be working with a lot of influencers. So, but if you can try and resonate that and try to apply that to real life, it's very powerful.
Thank you, Rico.
Thank you, Kariko.
Miss Lily, do you have questions?
This is my first time seeing both of you, but I'm quite impressed ya. It's like dari tadi itu kayak tercengang, wah hebat sekali student Venus gitu. Maybe my question is just how do you, how do you really apply what you learn from communication, from the program in your day-to-day working? Like maybe, how your critical thinking and everything, the soft skill that you learn from. I'm not talking about the hard skill, the lessons that you learn from the university, but the soft skill that you learn throughout your study year in BINUS, and now how do you apply that in your workplace or in your job?
Are you asking me or?
Both of you.
Okay. Nadine, do you want to go first or?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So part of what PR does is communication, right? And a lot of people think that what we do is just communicating. No, we have to really improve in our soft skills because it's all about relations in our industry. So despite all of the theories, all the practice that you learn in class, there's going to be hundreds of them, and some of them you may be able to apply in real life, but it all comes down to your soft skills and how you can win a client, how you can win a journalist, how you can engage with them, and how you pitch stories to them in order to get them to publish what you want. So I think soft skills is very important, especially in retaining clients in your day-to-day activities, not only with your clients but with your colleagues as well.
Thank you. And Nadine.
Okay. I think That's actually an interesting question because I was actually going to answer because most of the things that we it's the way that we handle the assignment because the very basic thing is how to be confident because we were forced and we were pushed to speaking in English and then writing in English and then I think because Binus has apa ya the the way of thinking it's kind of apa ya visioner kali ya because they have like so many good lecturer and the lecturer themselves they have broad connections so they bring us the best dosen tamu for instance like in I think it's in the film class or I can't remember but
We get back to Nadine later. So I think Rico and Nadine, I think both of you is some of the alumni who are consistent with your jobs. I mean, I think you worked in a Commonwealth right after you graduated, right? You did
Yeah.
your internship and then work full time there. I think the same with Nadine.
Yeah.
He
Cut
worked.
lagi tadi.
Oh yes.
Bad connection. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I think I was just asking. I was just saying that both of you, Nadine and Rico, both of you are consistent, yeah, with your job. I mean, how long has it been, Nadine? 4.5 years. You've worked
Yes.
for Metro TV now, and then Rico, 3
3 years.
3 years, yeah,
Yeah.
more or less, yeah. But then both of you are consistent. While some of your friends probably have changed to different jobs. Not that
Yeah.
it is wrong, yeah. Not that it is wrong, because I believe, yeah, for some people they need, they need some time to find what they are looking for. But both of you seem that you are already sure about what you would like to do for your career. Yeah. Is PR, yeah, is the PR industry something that you would like to pursue, for your, career in the future, Rico?
Okay, good question, by the way. When I first came to PR, I was like, well, communications, I was like, I didn't really know what to do. I was like, I want to do a little bit of advertising, but marketing. But then as time goes, I fell more in love with PR because of the storytelling. I love writing. If you're someone that loves to write, you're gonna do really well in this industry. Um, and just seeing like with the recent COVID-19, brands need PR. PR will always be a relevant job because I've had friends that worked in hospitality and in the airline industry and in startups, and unfortunately they were let go because of whatever happened to it. And then but PR will always be like something that I was interested in. And at first I didn't know I wanted to stick with PR, but then I just stayed because I like the structure. I like my ability to write. So I think I'm gonna stick with PR for now.
How about you, Nadine?
Well, actually, when I was in my third year, I also thought that I want to stick in journalism, and I think uh, the next year is going to be my fifth year, and well, it's going to be a different answer than Rico because I think journalism is my comfort zone, so I need to learn more, and maybe my dream is to work and or study in outside the country. So, but um, however, I think journalism is the best way to learn something because well life is short because you cannot learn everything, so you got to learn from a little bit of something from everyone. So I think and every information about the country or about anything that happens, you can know in the first hand, and you can just ask the prominent people and person in charge. And I think it's a important and a noble profession. Well, yeah, kind of.
Okay. Is there any questions from the freshmen? You can write your questions in the chat, or you can just ask questions directly to Rico or Nadine.
Just ask anything, guys.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to know.
Can I ask something?
Yes, Kenji, please.
For Rico's job, for the PR thing, do you have ties with entertainment?
Like, define entertainment. Just
Like entertainment companies that like do with like radio or like singing or like performances kind of thing?
no, but we work. So basically, uh, we work with EOs that are from entertainment background. So, and if you have a client, for example, we're pitching to TikTok, and we have a lot of clients, potential clients that come from the entertainment industry. So you won't be working; you'll be working alongside of them, and that's something that could be quite enriching for you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kenji. Any other questions?
It's for both of you guys, actually. Um, so, apa ya? Aduh, jadi gugup. I was wondering if you guys ever had any doubt, because like you guys have been in the same industry since during your internship, and I feel like that's a very lucky shot that you are able to stick with the same company until now. So have you ever had, I was wondering if you ever had any doubt whether or not to branch out to a different like industry or a company, and how do you guys deal if there is one? How do you guys deal with those situations? Maybe I want to start with Kak Nadine. Kak Nadine first, right?
Okay, go ahead,
If
Nadine.
Okay, thank
connection
you for the question. Well, actually, I have so many jobs. I think it in my first, 2 or 3 years, because not, that TV industry is not so millennials kind of thing, and we know that not many people watch TV. But however, Metro TV is, I think, one of the TV that is being reliable by the government, because because I think uh, we were, I think Metro TV is the first national news channel besides TVRI, and then because of the, because we have already established some image, so people want us to cover their story. So I think one of the benefit working in Metro TV, because even though the TV industry is kind of collapsing, we still have the image and the brand. So I still got so many benefits. For instance, like the government, they actually, just call our reporters or
We're losing Nadine again. Want to jump in, Rico?
Sure. That's actually a really good question, man. Doubt, it's natural. Everyone's gonna have doubts, dude. You're thinking like, like if you're thinking that far ahead, and whether you want to pursue PR or not, obviously you'll find that out later. But my suggestion to you is in the next 4 years, really you have all this time. Just try and find out what you love, because you don't only have to stick to just PR, because once you have this communications degree, dude, you can branch out to anything you want, man. Obviously there's certain restrictions, but dude, like what the communications degree, you can do a lot. You don't only have to be a PR consultant. You can do, advertising, you can do marketing, and whatever you excel in. And obviously you're gonna have doubts, but I think you'll after the 4 years you'll find out. And have I had my doubts? Yes, but I think I kind of just when I graduated, I didn't really give myself time to like have a break. So I suggest if you guys after you graduate, 4 years is it's quite hard, but if you stay on top of things, it's you're gonna get there. Um, I would ask you guys to take not take so much time, maybe take a couple of months to just really think about what you want to do, whether you want to continue to do your master's degree but in the same field or in a completely different field, or you want to take some time off and just try and explore other things. But you need to have that solid foundation of what communications is, because when you get that, a lot of companies will be interested in you. So just having that background is really it's safe. It's like your safety net. So you're gonna have doubts, but you'll eventually find out what you really like, what you're gonna be passionate about.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay.
Jika.
So is Nadine back?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm
Nadine,
back.
could you repeat your answer again?
Emang kepotong ya, Miss?
Yeah.
Yes, because you were freeze.
No Wi-Fi.
Actually, I used two Wi-Fi, one from my hotspot mobile and one from here, but I don't know why. Yang mana ya? Tanya. Oh, the answer?
Have you ever any doubts? And then
Oh,
how you deal with it?
okay. Well, I think one of the doubts is that TV industry is decreasing and collapsing. And the way I see it is that there are so many benefits working in my company, Metro TV, because Metro TV already established some good image. Well, not only good sih, tapi ya okay lah. And I think wherever you work, I think there will be doubts, there will be fear, and I think it's up to you how to handle them. Because if you want to complain, and I think every boss, every job sometimes suck, and I think you just have to deal with it. And I think boleh nggak, Miss, kalau can I ask the students?
Boleh. Go ahead.
I just want to know, ini kan the first year, right? This is the
Yes.
first year student, right? Yang
Yes.
benar-benar baru
Baru.
masuk. Okay. Can I ask you guys, do you have a certain kind of image? What do you want to do after you graduate, or it's still a blurry image? Maksudnya jawab boleh atau di chat juga boleh.
Good question.
Very blurry, still
Normal.
blurry.
That's
normal.
perfectly
no
normal.
idea. Okay.
That's fine, guys.
Kind of blurry.
Well, thank you for the honesty.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
Interesting.
Sudisha is interested in media but still want to explore. Okay. We all been there, including
Yes.
me. Right?
Yes. True. Me
True.
also.
Okay, Kenji seem very sure. Yeah, he wants to pursue career in entertainment communications.
Yes. That's that's a growing industry actually. So
Yes.
you're very lucky you're in this.
So we do have a new streaming, which is entertainment communication, which is more into event management.
Okay.
So I think if it is in the communication industry, sometimes we know that division as MarCom, yeah? Marketing communications, or or event organizers. Yeah, some companies call it different way. Okay, we have questions from Vanessa. How do you both increase your confidence, and how do you deal with your insecurity, if any, about your job? So who wants to take it first? Rico?
Ladies first.
Oh,
Ladies first.
Nadine?
Okay. Sebelum internet gue rusak ya. Well, I think one of the difficult side of working as a TV journalist is that not many people want to sugarcoat it. So in my very beginning of my career, the producer always yelled at me, and then you cannot write script, Nadine, and she told me that my new script sucked and my life report sucked, and I think and then actually the once the pemret apa ya,
Editor-in-chief.
okay, like the highest, yeah, editor-in-chief actually just called me out and then say, Nadine, you're so fat, you need to lose some weight, like in front of people. And then I cried for like, you know, like 2 nights. And I think, well, it made me stronger, and it made me you know, it made me know how to deal with stuff. You know, some things you just cannot change the way people think about you. But kok jadi agak deep ya, agak psychological ya. But I think ya, wherever you work pasti ada things that suck. So yeah, deal with it sih biasanya gitu.
Rico?
Good answer. So how do you increase your confidence and how do you deal with insecurity? Okay, so as you learn, as you like get more experience, you get your like it's only natural that your confidence will gain, right? At first, because my Bahasa is really bad, and I was thinking like, oh man, after uni, I'm like screwed. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to, you know, write and speak in Bahasa, and that was something I was very insecure about. So but then it all works out because I got into Burson Commonwealth. I think about 80%, I would say, of our clients are foreign companies. So I was really lucky at that. But then obviously you need to practice too. So no matter where you are, you're gonna have people around you that's gonna support you. So what's so funny? So yeah, so just have confidence in yourself, and when you don't, and there's gonna be times where you're gonna feel a bit down, whether you have like a really bad colleague or a bad boss or something like that, or even a manager or supervisor. Just try and pull through and know that in the end, if you work hard enough, you're gonna overcome those barriers. So it just takes experience. It's gonna take a while, but it'll take some time. Everyone's different, so try and adapt, try and adjust as well as possible, and you'll get there.
Sorry if you hear a loud azan sound, yeah, from my background, but I think it's normal, right? If you feel if you are not confident yet, especially if you're a fresh graduate, we all been there. I mean, like if I may summarize for both from what both of you did, I think it's a process. Yeah, you get better with when you deal with the process. I mean, of course, working is different than we were at school, because when we were at school or at uni, you have your lecturers, yeah, you still have your parents, and then you are actually protected. Right? There are always someone who are going to comfort you, but working is different. Yeah. So I think along the way you will gain experience, and then learn from the process itself. Right? So I think it's normal, yeah. So not to worry, yeah, not to worry. I think you're getting there. Right? Is there any other? Okay, from Audrey, what's something about your work that you really enjoy?
Needed? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I think it's obvious because I really like to explore, whether it's a new idea, new people, or new places. Because for me, it's kind of hard for me to explore before work. So I think that make me kind of a hard worker or a workaholic because I think people know that I work hard, and sometimes, well, yeah, people don't give you appreciation. You know, you just have to work for yourself. So I think that's the sebentar pertanyaannya apa sih? Oh, lupa. Okay, so yeah, because I got to meet. I think there is one minister that actually called me out, like he knows me. So I think that's one of the achievement that you can have relation with the government, and I think it will be so much easier in the future if you want to switch the industry, or you want to apa ya, kayak explore in the new area.
Okay, good
Rico?
answer. I think one of the most enjoyable things about my job is, well, before COVID happened, like this really like screwed things up with COVID, but going to all these different events and meeting new people. You'll be surprised of how many events you go to and actually doing it. And so you get to meet the networking. The amount of people that I was able to meet throughout my 3 years here was, I've met some of the most powerful people, some of the most influential people. So I was able to, put a good word in for the company and for myself. So in the case that, I do choose to, when I choose to resign or something, I already have a plan B, plan C, plan. Yeah, so I have all these different plans. So you need to just network and try to meet as many people as you can, because if you choose to resign, then you have a backup net. So just networking, the social aspect of it. Yeah.
We have another question. What is the best advice you would give to your younger self? Oh, good question.
Great question.
Coba Riko dulu.
No. Ladies first.
Well,
Aiden.
because I'm
Great question.
kind of a messy person, I will have to tell myself that, time management is everything sih sebenarnya. Because when you become a journalist and you go to national disaster place, you really don't have time to sleep, because sometimes you don't have time to prepare. You cannot bring any of your clothes, or sometimes we just have to wear this uniform over and over again, and you don't have time to sleep. And besides that, you still have to do live report over and over again with the same content. Sometimes, because TV is audio visual thing, and it's sometimes they just want to make the show happen. So they want us to do live report, even though we are so tired, but they don't care actually. So I think time management is I think one of the important things to learn, apalagi masa kuliah ya. Soalnya aku pernah fail in one class because I just don't understand the course, and well, I think it's buang-buang duit sih. So don't be like me. Just dibikin aja assignment-nya.
Yeah.
Gitu.
Yeah. Okay, the best advice, and this is gonna sound like super cliche, but trust the process. If I told myself that I was gonna work like this 9 to 5, job where I was working in a PR agency, I was like, nah, because I actually wanted to do something in the sports industry, whether it be starting a brand, starting a lifestyle brand, or working, opening up whatever, working as a something in sports. But I think you should just trust the process and believe in yourself, because you never know where you're going to end up. But if you do, if you stay on top of things, like Nadine said, just your time management is so important, and try and just pull through, then I think you'll be fine. So just trust the process. That's what I would say.
So wise ya. Rico.
Well, do you have another question?
We have another question. How did you build your social network in uni to find internship places or to find a job after university? Okay, important
Another
question.
great question.
Yeah.
Great question.
Coba Rico duluan.
Okay, Rico, go ahead.
Okay. I don't know if you guys know this, but Venus has like you just take advantage of what you have in Venus, because I went at least for my year, some of them have become like a lot of really famous people, and so what I would do is just try and network, keep your friends, like if you have friends that are that excel in uni, try and keep them close to you, and people that like for the people in your class, try and encourage each other. So, and that will get you the job that you want after uni. I actually got this job from Grace. Miss Dian, I don't know if you remember Grace.
Yes, yes, I do. Of course, I
Yeah.
do remember.
Race yang 2016 ya?
Yes.
I think so, yeah. So she actually got me the internship at BCW. So you're gonna be like the people that you go to school with, they're bound to do something big. So just try and keep them close and try and maintain a relationship. And if you ever need like a favor, then they're gonna give it to you. Because I got this job from Grace. And in terms of finding a job in university, that's okay. At first, I was so anxious about, okay, what if I don't get a job? What if no one accepts me? What if I'm not smart enough? But my first job that I applied to, I was accepted. So um, you're gonna have because you have a degree in communications and you know all these cool teachers and lecturers, they're gonna help you because you guys have no idea, they're so super well connected. So
Yes.
yeah, so take advantage of that. Take advantage of your lectures. Take advantage of the people. Not even if they don't have to be your lectures, they can be like random people, like random teachers from other other departments and from other majors. So try and keep close knit of friends, and it's gonna happen. You're gonna be successful. I guarantee you. There's like not many people that I know from my batch or any batches that didn't do what they love. So everyone that come out of Venus has been successful one way or another. So don't worry about that. You'll get there.
Okay.
Nadine?
Well, I think Rico already established that Venus itself already has a great name and image in some of the industry. I think the only thing that I can tell you is that there are two things. The first one is never underestimate everyone or people, because you never know who you're gonna help you, or sometimes people you don't expect, they just help you out of the blue, and then you never know them, but they sometimes people notice you, and kadang-kadang you just don't know it yet. So be nice to everyone. And then the second of all is that be brave to introduce yourself to apa ya, kenalan sama orang, whether it's dosen tamu in BINUS or you just met someone randomly. Just maybe if you have a great connection, you can ask for the kartu nama itu, name card,
Business card.
and then yes, and then never harm to ask questions. So if you want to ask, just ask. For instance, like, do you have a job opportunity in your company or something else? Kadang-kadang itu yang apa ya, unexpectedly aja bagus.
Yeah, I think your network, you start to build your network, started from university, probably starting from the people that you know within your batch, and then from other programs, from your lecturers, guest lecturers. You will meet a lot of guest lecturers, and then try to make connections when you have the chance. And then also I think it is really good. It will help you a lot to be active and then join any clubs, or any organizations. It's going to help you a lot later on when you start your job. Okay. Any other questions from the FYP leaders? Other students? Or Miss Karin or Miss Lily, would you like to add something?
Maybe one question for Nadine and Rico. Is there anything in campus that, like one experience that you remember the most, whether it's like a happy memory or maybe like a challenging one that you can learn from it during your time as BINUS student? Maybe experience with lecturers or with your fellow students or anything.
Rico?
That's a good question. I want to think about it. You go first. I have to think about it first.
Okay, I think the most interesting lecturer, besides, of course, Miss Karin and Miss Intan or Miss Dian, I think it's it's Riza Primadi, I think the name. He taught us in broadcast journalism. I think he's the busiest person on earth because sometimes, like 5 minutes prior to the class, he texts me and I'm so sorry, Nadine, I cannot make it to the class. I will make for makeup class, something like that. And he is nice. He is full of knowledge, but the assignment that he gave us, for instance, like apa ya waktu itu ya? Oh, do we call this? There are so many terms in TV. One of them is we call it LOT. LOT is live on tape. So it's actually your apa ya? Reporting about something and it's going to air later on. So it's not live, but live on tape. And but there is this one apa ya syarat lah from him that you only have to do it in one take, so no mistakes and no repetition. So I think it's assignments like that. It makes us, it's actually in the real world or in the job we have to deal every day. It's kind of like that. So kadang-kadang apa ya something yang difficult tuh ya makes you better and stronger sih gitu. Sama ini Miss trip to Muntilan ya, because we went to this one village and then we have to made a 1 or 2 movie or documentary, and I think it's very interesting to know the village people and how to communicate with them, because I live with them. And also I don't know why, because when I start to live with them, the house is very messy. So instead of they clean up their houses, I did the cleanup. So it's very interesting because like kadang mikir juga kenapa gue yang cuci piring ya, because the dishes is like this high, and okay, I just want to clean up because ya nggak enak kan, maksudnya you live in other people's house and you don't help them. So well, I did the cleanup, and I think it's one of the interesting moments sih.
Nice. I think
Your turn, Rico.
the most memorable moment was, I have two. One was passing my thesis. That was like the best moment of my life. So when you get like that passing grade, it's the best feeling, because when you get to your thesis, I think you have, one whole semester to work on it, and 6 months of your just pure work. So when you get that, like, okay, you passed, that was like one of the most memorable things ever. And the second one was we did sorry?
Like excellent grade as well. Not only you pass the thesis exam, but you also get excellent grade, right? It's an A, right?
Yeah, I think it was. So that was, yeah, it was very rewarding. It was like one of the most memorable times of Binos. And the other one was we did a live-in program, I think with Mas Nosa or something, and we went to Maleber, and it was just our batch, and that's how we got really close. I don't know if you guys have anything planned, like a trip planned, but with my batch we did like, I think, so many different trips, but hopefully you'll be able to once COVID is over, because that's what is going to get you guys super close. And we were in Maleber, which is like a tea plantation, like just like further up Puncak, and we were living in a really like humble home. And a lot of these people they're like tea farmers, right? So they don't make a lot of money. I think they make like 10,000 a day, which is, to us, it's like nothing. So that was like a really humbling experience for me, and it got me really close with my lecturer and my classmates, and it really just humbled me down, because if you guys don't know how lucky and how fortunate you are to go to school like Binus, it's not cheap. And some people don't have access to education. Some people, they don't have food on their plates. So just be grateful and take advantage of this, because your parents are paying for you to go to, I'm not saying it's like the best uni in Indonesia, obviously, but it's, it's the top, we're like top 10, I think. So take advantage of that, and yeah, just try and study as hard as you can. So, and be grateful. That's what
Thank you, Rico.
Yeah.
Wow, Miss Karin, anaknya Miss Karin nih. Anak tesisnya Miss Karin. So thank you again, Nadine and Rico. It was really good to hear about your experience. Really, sometimes when we invite our alumni to share their experience to the students, is sometimes we forget that you all used to sit are this used to be the same people that used to sit in class, and then now look at you. So again, thank you for the sharing sessions. Yeah, it's really good really to know that both of you are really happy in what you do and gain a lot of experience, and also most important, learn a lot from the process. If there's no more questions, I'll return the screen back to Stella.
Thank you very much, Karika and Kanadin, for talking about your experiences. So now I'm going to close the session by summarizing what you guys talked before. So Kanadin discussed more about her experience as an MTV journalist. And it was really interesting how we got to see like a video of how she made, of what she did. And Karika talked about more into like a streaming sense of public relations and what opportunities like taking public relations can give you as a job. So before I close the session, I'm gonna take a screenshot picture, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna do the first screen first. Smile, guys. Okay, now for the second screen, yeah.
That's cool.
Okay, guys. Thank you guys for
Thank you so
coming
much.
to today's
Thank
talk.
you, Rico
Thank you,
and
guys.
Nadine.
Kariko, Kanadin.
Good luck with your studies, guys.
Semangat ya semuanya.
Ya, diundang lagi ya Nadine dan Rico.
Definitely.
Nadine and Rico,
Jadi guest lecture.
Yes, we should invite both of you
I don't
again
mind.
as guest lecturer. Yes, good idea, Miss Lily.
Sounds good, guys.
There will be someone from alumni division that will going to contact you.
Okay.
Yeah, for token of appreciation.
Nice.
Okay.
All right then.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.